Hey everybody, welcome back to part 3 of our how to make your own boombox series. And we watched last time as we left off, we were going to put the speakers in and everything. So what I did was I went ahead and put the speakers in here and I laid the drills on to go ahead and drill the holes. Now what I think I might start doing, what I should be doing in the past, get a little dust on here, is before I paint it, go ahead and lay these holes out. And I got a lot of dust on here. So anyway, went ahead and got that set up, and we got all the wiring done. The other thing I did while you guys were away, I'm going to unplug the charger here. As you can see here, I went ahead and tied up all the wires, nice and neat. Now I want the fuse to be easily accessible because we're going to fill this cavity with fiberglass insulation. Now there's different ways you can insulate your box, but you really need to put some kind of insulation in here. Your sound is going to sound really hollow and not real good. So you can either line it with Dynomat, which a lot of guys do, works really fine. It's a little bit expensive, and it's a little bit of a pain to cut through once you get it in there. What I like to do is I use just regular fiberglass insulation. You can get a bundle of it for $5 from Lowe's Home Improvement, and you can do at least 3 builds with that bundle. So you can see we just took some zip ties. These little 4-inch zip ties are worth their weight in gold. You can get about 1,000 of them for about $10 from Amazon. It works really, really good. I think we have a visitor. Hello, Duke. Hello, Mr. Duke. Everybody knows Duke. You see my videos. And he's my big cat. Always showing his best side to the camera, aren't you? Yeah. Duke's had a pretty good day. I don't know what he's been doing today. I've been at work myself, and I had a long day. He's been fed. He gets a can of wet cat food every night at between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, and this cat can tell time. Let me tell you, if you don't feed him by 6, he will start to protest. So anyway, dude, we got to get back to our project. Okay? Say hi to the boys and girls. You know, you got your fans out there. What are you doing? Okay, come on. We'll visit with Duke later. Alright, Duke. Alright, now I had some questions about the amplifier. I could have sworn I videotaped how to hook up the amp, but with all the editing I had to do. So basically all we did was, on this particular amp here, there's a positive and negative wire. So we ran the negative wire to the negative terminal that you saw we hooked up. And then the positive wire, the white wire, ran to the switch over here, this switch right here, and it went on the middle terminal, which you got a hot coming in, or I should say you have a positive coming in, bringing power, and the second terminal is the power coming out of the switch. And so when you turn this switch on, that's when it's going to turn your amplifier on and off and turn on the whole circuit. The second switch over here is going to do your voltage gauge and your USB port. Now you can just do one switch for everything if you'd like. I like to have these things kind of separated a little bit, so because you don't have to have the voltmeter on all the time, so I like to have it on a switch. Just one less thing that's pulling on the battery. So that's just the way I like to do it. So let's go ahead and hook up our speakers, get those installed before we put our decals on, because the inside is finished. I went ahead and turned everything on, make sure everything lights up and everything works. So we're going to put down our carpet padding here so we don't scratch the paint. And go ahead and lay that down like that. Get a little hot glue left over right here. You gotta be careful with that. This is why we clear coat our paint job. And let's go ahead and, I don't know what I do with those speakers are over here. Let me get the speakers. And over here out of the way. Always want to put your speakers out of the way when you're working. You might have to fit them several times. So what we're going to do here is find our wires and just go ahead and the cool thing about the kicker speakers and most speakers is each terminal is a different size. So you have one that's wide and one that's narrow, so that way you're not going to mix up the positive and negative, because speakers do have polarity. There's a positive speaker terminal, negative speaker terminal. If you don't hook them up right, they're not going to sound very good. Now that's not going on there too well, so let's try this again. There we go. And we'll go ahead and set that inside there. Make sure we're facing the right direction. And most of the time, most speakers, your speaker terminals are going to be on the bottom. That's how you know you got the orientation right. And let's go ahead and plug in our other terminals right here. I always tend to do the narrow one first because it always seems to be a little bit more difficult, especially with these plastic sleeves they have on here. Sometimes it can be a little tricky. Come on now. Now it's going to throw a fit. Come on. Oh my goodness, this thing is acting up on me. Sometimes it's can be a pain. I hope all you guys have been enjoying my video series that I did. It's not easy doing these videos because you got to make sure you cover all the steps and kind of walk and talk instead of just put it together like I'm used to doing. I've done probably close to 100 of these if I haven't done 100. I've actually lost count how many boom boxes I've actually built. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Alright, go ahead and set that down in there. And let's go ahead and line the holes up best way we can. And we're going to go ahead and lay our grills down. Now when you get ready to drive your screws, especially if you're using a powerful drill like I have, 1/2-inch drill, make sure you have your clutch set at the lowest setting, which we do. And I like to start in the upper corner and just kind of start it by hand a little bit. Make sure you find the hole and kind of don't drive it down all the way because this side will tend to pop up a little bit. So I like to go ahead and get a screw in the other side here before I drive it home. There we go. Just kind of gently screw it down. And we'll go ahead and get the other two installed. And of course we pre-drilled our holes, obviously. There we go. We got the other 4 screws. Again, go ahead and, like I said, I like to start over here at the top, but don't drive the first screw all the way home because you see how this is popping up like that? I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's all lined up there. Now I know this is a metal box, and I'll tell you guys, working with metal does take some practice. And they do make plastic ammunition boxes, and that's how I started. Oh, there's the clutch slipping. And I tell you what, if you're going to build your first box, go ahead and practice with a plastic box first, because those are just so much easier to cut and everything. Go ahead and get my brush here and try to get any dust off the surface. Alright, there we go. There's our speakers. And let's go ahead and get the lid put on top. I left the lid over here. Alrighty. Appreciate y'all being patient with me. Well, this color change of paint still blows me away. You set it down, it's blue, you turn your head, it turns purple. I know the guy I'm making this for is going to be very, very happy with it. Alright, got a little bit of dust up here. Alright, let's turn this on and see if we hear anything. Oh, I got to turn the battery on. I guess that would help. There we go. Let's see how this sounds.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Okay, it's there. Pretty quiet. This amp you should be able to turn up a little bit. Alright, it works. Works really good.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
got the volume up now, didn't we? Goodness gracious. Okay, it works. Now we're going to put our decals on. So we're going to go ahead and keep it on the cushion here. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way though for a minute. Show the decals we're going to use. Now the first one we have is the word Mustang. It's going to go right here on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I can see this. Now, from what I understand, you're supposed to be able to peel off this backing. Let me find my glasses and make sure I can see what I'm doing. And just kind of, I'm just going to eyeball this. I think that looks actually pretty good right there. So, put my glasses on. Yeah, putting decals on is a great way to add some style to your box and everything. So let's go ahead and I'm going to stand up here, make sure I line this up just the way I want it. Nice and straight. I think that looks pretty good. Right there. Go ahead and press that down. Peel that off. Oh, this should come off now. It's supposed to do anyway. There it goes. Wow. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Does that look cool or what? Alright. Now let's put the second decal on. And I need to go ahead and open these up. These are some Mustang badging that I found. Go ahead and open up the package. You can see the nice 5.0. I have an extra one for maybe another project. Put my knife away. Actually, it goes down here. Go ahead and move my wire cutters out of the way. Now what I like to do is I like to stand this up and look at it head on while I'm doing this. I'm going to go ahead and make sure you guys can see this like that. So let's kind of line it up and see how it's going to look. Let me sure get the fingerprints off of it. Oh yeah, that's going to look really good. So let's go ahead and peel the sticker off. Make sure we get all of it. We'll wipe the fingerprints off once we're done. Alright, go ahead and put this about right. There. Press that down. Go ahead and get those fingerprints off of there. Wow, how cool is that? How cool is that? That looks really good. Okay, let's put our final sticker on the back here. We have a Mustang horse. Go ahead and lay it out. Probably be, make sure that's right in the middle, right? About right there is where we want it. Okay, let's go ahead and peel this off. It's the same kind of decal. Now your decals are going to differ. Now if your decal has a real wide plastic around it, I'll let you go ahead and trim it out. But these are called transfer decals. Go ahead and put it right about there. there we go. Wow. That looks absolutely amazing, especially the blue. Picks up the blue, and this little red right here picks up the red on the 5.0. That looks fantastic. That looks absolutely fantastic. Alright everybody, let me go get my phone and my other phone, and we'll crank this thing up and see how it sounds. Or actually, I'll tell you what, we're going to do a sound check video in the next video. I want to have a separate video for the sound check so everybody doesn't have to sit through everything for the sound check. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sound check video will be up next, a sound test. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the Mustang box. I think it came out really, really good. I like it. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.